She can take the mick out of my faces. Yeah,
we could have some fun with that, couldn't we? Photoshopping that.
Oh yeah, it's a hideous photo.
So you're going to rough dry it till you've got 100% dry on your roots,
Yeah.
and 80% on your ends, like that, and then we'll go through it bit by bit then. 29%.
Oh, I want to be home tomorrow.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Southampton tomorrow.
How are you?
But it's staff development day, so
How is it? So you're not going to have an easy day, really?
What have you got to do for staff development there?
tomorrow it's a well-being day, so we're just going
nice.
in for a college briefing, and then who the hell knows what after that. Everyone's going, if they want to give us well-being, they can send us home early. So yeah, that would be alright for me. I think they I don't know, they've got some various stuff on which.
A well-being day, that sounds to me like you should be having massages.
They do have massages,
Yeah.
and nails.
We used to swap
and that
treatments
sort of
at
thing.
Surrey. That would be,
Yeah, well,
you know,
we did a day dot, but then...
do it in development day. It was, and we seemed to get quite a bit done actually.
Yeah.
And I think we found it more value because it was a time that you could talk as a team,
Yeah,
and you shared a lot more because you was in a relaxed atmosphere.
yeah,
I think sometimes a lot of it's forced, isn't it?
yeah. It is, and every college is the same.
Yeah.
They're all facing the same pressures and... Even though I am chasing after you, shall we upload? Oh no, I forgot my password.
No, you're a lifesaver. Honestly, you're a lifesaver. Really appreciate you chasing after me because
Well, it just dawned on me, I thought she's done it, and then I didn't know whether he was in tomorrow or what, and I thought she's going to leave and think, oh, my video, I've not.
no, I wouldn't have. I would have wondered in 6 months' time why.
Well, she's not had feedback. Actually, we have too much to think about, isn't it? And I think the brain shuts. Can I know?
So what's putting my next training on this? So what, my long grass?
If you do your long grass and do uniform layer, then the hair will be at a reasonable length, But when I come in next, or you could do it with, oh my God, come now. Oh, why don't you do it with the long grab and the long grab? Because I was thinking, because you've got your roots and your full hair, so if you did your long grab, dried it off, so that's one look, then move on to your ombre, and that's a nice length for the ombre to be, because for a uniform layer it might be a bit short. And then when you next look at it, you can put it on your leg. Yeah. Unless Tony's doing anything else, but I mean,
I'll be careful that.
yeah. Because then Denise could do the same,
Yeah.
long grab and ombre.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at how he does an ombre.
No, so between now and then,
Yeah.
you could have a little look. But if you could, if both of you could do the vintage tongue before our next thing
Yeah.
in March,
On just one of the days together.
yeah, vintage tongue.
I know that's when it was hard.
It's quite a technique. Yeah, you will have to look at it and practice it.
It's sort of dropping it down.
It's the feeding
Oh,
through the
it's
barrel.
the
That's
feeding,
the thing.
Yeah.
You'll see what I mean when you watch it.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
I should.
Yes, you do. You share. Oh, kids in.
That would have been funny.
So we can go to Google. So you're sure this is the old video?
Yes.
Google Plus. What's new with you? What's new with us is it's yes. Chichester. The 10th. It's got your name. Oh, we need to put the yeah.
Something in the darling said.
There you go, so you're all done.
All 5 of them.
I saw Jess in there.
Sorry?
I saw Jess in there earlier. She's having a program done for somebody. Check it to share.
That's amazing. I saw she was off my register today.
Sorry?
She's off the register now.
Oh, is she?
So you're done. That's all shared.
Thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Right. I need to move.
So let's log you off. You're out of there. And then Denise, we are at this stage now.
Do you need to get that on charge again, or is that going to disturb the?
No,
phone?
no, you can tap that.
No, that's not my charger. It's
Oh.
it was here. I stole it from here
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
because that.
Oh, it was in
charging
that. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll plug it back in because it's not got much charge left on it actually.
Okay. Right. Well, safe journey back.
Yes, thank you.
I'll see you next week.
Well, if you need anything, any questions on your vintage tongue, anything, please just drop me an email.
Thank you. Right, see you later. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Right. So what brush do I need each side?
I'd use that one purely because the length of her hair.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
that.
you might get in a bit of a pickle with it, with the smaller one. Okay, so we're going with,
This to do a middle parting.
yeah. Should we have the
through the crown with your metal clip again section from the top down to the ears on both sides. So basically we are separating the front of the head from the back of the head.
bless her, Kirsten's lovely, isn't she?
Yeah. Right, and then are we gripping it?
No, so you just, once you've
In
got
previous
that, you go
recipes
in
we pre-sectioned
through
the
the top.
tailbone for accuracy. With this recipe though, the pre-sectioning is very simple and a clip for sectioning will
So
suffice.
through the crown. And you can brush the quadrants through if you want, once you've separated them, because
Okay.
it's all fluff, knotted into it from the blow dry. They must do that, but you just don't see it.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can do that.
Right. So now.
Yeah, so I'd give you your back a brush through, and then we'll get the top section in, and then we can start to grip it.
Okay.
That's it. So then, if you want to brush your both two side sections through as well, Denise, and then it'll be easy for you to section.
These are not tied up.
Not yet, no. They will be in a minute.
Right.
They'll be moved out of the way.
Okay.
And it means less tools to produce the recipe. Section from the recession straight back to your top down to the ear section. The section on top wants to be as wide as your brush.
And then you're checking.
Let's have our first head check. Prep the hair using mousse and season the middle of the ear and spray.
So this goes from.
So you need to take it from about your recession,
Yeah.
either side back to that back parting, and then once you've got it, if you just check with the width of your brush to make sure that you've got.
So that's just one side, yeah.
Yeah, and you get the other one, and then they both become one.
Oh, okay, right. So do you know what confuses me with him is why does he always do a middle parting and then put it together?
I think it's because you can get your symmetry either side for
Oh,
when
okay,
you know when
yeah,
you're
that
learning.
makes sense. Yeah, I thought, why does he always get me to part in the
Yeah.
middle and then join it together?
Yeah, it's you've got to remember this is for students
Yeah.
to follow. So whereas you probably wouldn't need to do that
No.
now, you could just go straight in and get that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they can't. They've not got that skill. Right? Have you just measured it? Have you measured it with your brush?
When you say measure it with the brush,
The width of it. That's that width to make sure you're not too narrow or not too the one you're going to use. That's it.
when you mean the
Yeah.
width of,
Yeah. So that way on is that
Yeah.
widen? Is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the full barrel,
Yeah. Lovely.
okay.
That's
So
it.
this-
So that can be in a top knot now, a loose one though. That.
does it so neat.
And then each side, if you just comb it so it's nice and smooth and just slide clip it out the way. That's it, so same on the other side.
Oh,
It's alive.
okay,
That's it, and then we're on to the back. So you've got your centre parting from
Yeah.
before.
yeah,
Yeah, so clip the right hand side out of the way. Once you've got your parting back.
head up, right,
So
right side
the
out.
right side just like out of the way, like you've done this side. So, and then you're
The hair
taking your
using
first
sea salt
section,
spray.
so from your occipital
Lifting the
bone.
hair up with the brush.
Like a diagonal, isn't it?
Very slightly, yeah. Right, so once you've clipped that out of the way, I just want you to watch it because this will be what you definitely don't do.
On top, working the brush down with tension to get smoothness on
So
the
look
hair.
where he starts with the
Apply
brush.
heat evenly to the mid-length,
So that's
being
just
aware
smoothing
to
it
point
out
the
on the
blow
top.
dryer
He only
away
does
from
that
the head
once.
so as not to burn your customer's scalp.
And then starts in from the ends. So
Then
none
we
of this at
change
the
our
roots and
brush
pulling
to
it
curling
through.
under, blow drying the ends first. The reason why we blow dry the ends first is to get the
So
quality
it works
in
up
the ends
quite
first.
slowly all the way
Keeping the
up.
blow dryer moving constantly to avoid applying too much heat into a single spot. Aiming the dryer down to smooth the hair, rolling the brush into the root area. Let's go over these steps again. First, we place the brush on top of the section of hair, dragging the brush down the hair to smooth the cuticle and get smoothness on the mid-lengths of hair, making sure our hairdryer is always pointed away from the scalp so we do not burn our customer's head. Second, we change our brush to underneath the section, drying the ends first by curling under. Third, we roll our brush into the roots to get the movement and curl all the way down to the roots. And finally, we lift the hair up and blow dry the underneath of the hair to give added volume. When we are convinced the hair is dry, then unwind the brush and wrap the hair around your fingers and clip the barrel curl to the roots of the head to cool.
And he does that identically. For
Again,
both
section
back
from the
two
occipital bone to the
sections.
middle of the ear.
Yeah.
You said sea salt spray.
You don't have to use that
Right, okay.
because it can be too tacky and you'll
Yeah.
struggle with it. So yeah,
Right.
you don't need to use
Okay.
that. So you might have to just turn. Yeah, that's it. That's it, and then gently rolling your brush up so we're not working too much on them ends in one place. You're like slowly working that brush all the way up. So because you'll be used to going up and down like that, but it's rolling it up nice and slow. And then when you take your brush out, start from the ends again and roll it all the way up. So don't forget to get your ends around that top of the brush first. So where your ends are buckled, look, comb the hair right up, get them in, that's it, and then go on the underneath and blow it. Yeah, that's it. And then you can bring it all the way down and end up with your dryer on top. That's it, so that's it, right. So instead of keep like doing that with your brush, you're doing 1 turn, 2 turn, 3 turn, 4 turn, 5 turns, yeah?
So whereas we would always talk to
You're going in
turn
and,
round.
yeah, that's right, you're not doing that, you're winding it in. So get them ends nice and under, that's it. That's better going in. You can get your barrel curl in.
And clip the hair neatly and cleanly out of the way
I might put my finger in that. I don't think I can put my brush down. I can't I don't leave my brush in my hand. That's probably what's happened. So. Twist it round.
So you might find with the length of yours, you need to put one through the middle one side and one through the middle the other, depending on if it flops away or not. Yeah, you might want to put one in the other side as well. And just keep it, otherwise it'll flop out.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. So when we do the other side, exactly the same. You smooth in the top,
Yeah.
but try not to then put your brush in at the root and bring it down. Put your brush through it, but then wind the ends in, then put your dryer on.
Okay.
I'll press play so you can see.
And spray some sea salt spray on the hair for added grip and volume. Again, the first step is the brush on top of the section,
you literally
dragging the
just
brush
wraps the
down
hair
the
over
hair
the
with
top,
tension
so it's just got
to
some
smooth out
tension
the
on it.
cuticle and to smooth out the hair on the mid-lengths. Second, we then change our brush to the underneath of the section, drying the ends first by curling under. Concentrating on these ends first will give us so much quality in the finished result. Rolling our brush into the root area so that we get the body down and curl from root to tip. Keep the brush moving constantly through the hair, working the hair smooth, getting even curl and avoiding applying too much heat in a single spot. It will give us fantastic consistency throughout the whole blow dry. Again, rolling our brush into the root area so that we get the body and movement from root to tip. Keeping the brush moving constantly through the hair, creating smoothness and continuity. Finally, we lift the hair up to the ceiling, blow dry the underneath of the section to make sure the underneath of the hair is dry and to create added volume to the hair. When we are convinced the hair is dry, unwind the brush and wrap the hair around your fingers and clip the barrel tail to the roots of the head to cool for added volume and longevity to the blow dry. Lifting the hair up, brush on top then under, applying heat to the centre of the brush, keep the blow dry moving constantly, rolling your brush into the root area, roll around your fingers and pin into place. Our next section is on the diagonal.
Just make sure you've not squashed it. Yeah, that's lovely. So we're going to go to this bit now.
From a few inches under the
So
crown to the
that-
previous joining section at the front of the
Just get a
head.
good view
Spray
on
the head using some sea salt spray with the brush
So you're
on
doing
top of the
the
section,
exactly the same
dragging the brush
technique as
down
what
the hair
you've
with
done.
tension
I'm trying to get a
smooth
good
out the cuticle
view
and
of
smooth
this.
out
So
the mid-lengths. We then
that,
change our brush to the underneath it, wind the brush and brush to the crown to the pre-fingers and pin into place. Our next section is on the diagonal.
that goes out of the way,
Yeah.
and once you've done this one, and then you do the same that side
Yeah.
and do that one, this becomes one.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
the
just
crown,
yeah,
yeah.
you just need to be mindful that that section's not too small or not too big.
Yeah.
Few inches under the crown to the previous joining section at the front of the head. Spray the hair using some sea salt spray with the brush on top of the section, dragging the brush down the hair with tension to smooth out the cuticle and smooth out the mid-lengths. We then change our brush to the underneath of the section, drying the ends first by curling under. Concentrating on these ends will give us so much quality in the finished result. We then roll our brush into the roots to get the movement and curl all the way down to the roots. And finally, we lift the hair up and blow dry the underneath of the hair with this added volume. And again, we wind the brush onto the roots, to even curl from the roots to the tip. And avoid applying too much heat on the skin of your scalp, because then you give us fantastic consistency throughout the whole of the blow dry. When the hair is dry, unwind the brush and wrap the hair around your fingers and flip the barrel tail to the roots of the head to cool for added volume. Our next section is again diagonal from the feet.
And then your last thing you do is hold it up, get your ends all in, and then blow dry the underneath as you come down.
It's hard because the hair's not been cut. Normally we
Yeah,
do
it
this on
is.
our
And as well,
laptop.
you know, when you do your pintails, you might find it easy. I know there's different ways of doing it, but you know, because yours is quite long, you
Yeah.
might find it easier to do that.
Yeah.
And then grip it in rather
Yeah.
than, you know,
Yeah.
because it is quite long. I'm gonna have to get my foot out and I'll just turn it round again, Denise, so the camera can see. So you can sort of stay in a similar position, to be fair, and we'll just keep turning her. Are you comfortable like that?
Yeah. That's one section, isn't it?
Yeah.
Top.
Done at the front of the previous one section front of the head. Spray the hair using sea salt spray, work on the middle ends first with our brush on top of the section, then concentrate on our ends with the brush underneath the section, curling those ends. We then roll our brush into the roots to get the movement of hair all the way down from the ends to the roots, keeping the brush always moving and the blow dryer pointing away from the hair. We do not need any tension in rolling the hair down to the root, as we have already smoothed out movement, which is our next first step. We are rolling the brush down the hair to get even curl and movement throughout all the hair. Finally, we lift the hair up to the ceiling and blow dry the underneath of the section to make sure the underneath of the hair is dry to create added volume to the hair. We continue to roll the brush into the root to get the movement and curl all the way down from the end to the root. When the hair is dry, unwind the brush and wrap the hair around your fingers and stick the barrel tail to the roots of the head to curl. Added volume and longevity to the blow dry. Lifting the hair up, brush on top, then under, applying the heat to the centre of the brush, keep the blow dryer moving constantly,
clips
rolling your brush into the root
Oh, where's your
area.
other ones
Roll around
then?
your
You had
fingers
loads,
and
didn't
into
you?
place.
Yeah.
We see salt
I'll
spray on the
have
one
a look.
section left on the crown to blow dry. We still blow dry the
So when we do this crown section,
Yeah.
you do everything. Well, I'm going to play it for you.
Yeah.
Why I'm looking for them, if you just
ends
watch.
first, but because the crown is where we want lots of volume, we concentrate the blow dry by lifting the hair to the ceiling. Blow dry the underneath of the section to make sure the underneath of the hair is dry and to create all that added volume to the hair on the crown. We continue to roll our brush into the
Because you're
roots
doing
to
it
get the
from the
movement
top,
of curl
this one.
all the way down from the ends to the roots.
Yeah?
Yeah. So you're not
Keeping the
Did it
brush
go
always
down-
moving and
down
being
first?
super careful that our
No,
blow
they're
dryer
smooth and it's
isn't blowing
literally, get them
directly
ends
onto
in
the
nice
scalp,
and
burning
smooth and
our
you're
client's
working all the
hair.
way down.
When the hair is
With the
dry,
dryer
unwind the brush and
pointing
wrap the
to
hair
it, which
around
is-
our
yeah,
fingers
probably
and clip
against
the
what
barrel
you'd
curl
do
to the roots of
normally.
the head to
Yeah.
pull for added underneath of the hair is dry and to create all that added volume to the hair on the crown. We continue to roll our brush into the roots to get the movement of curl all the way down from the ends to the roots.
So get them ends in first before you put your
Keeping
dryer
the
on.
brush always moving and being super careful that our blow dryer isn't blowing directly onto the scalp, burning our client's hair. When the hair is dry, unwind the brush and wrap the hair around our fingers and clip the barrel curl to the roots of the head to pull for added volume. Lifting the hair straight up, curling under, applying heat to the centre of the brush, keep the blow dryer moving constantly, rolling your brush into the root area with your barrel curl. Onto the side with the brush on top of the section first, sliding the brush down the hair with tension to smooth out around our fingers and keep the blow dryer moving constantly, rolling your brush into the root area with your barrel curl.
So do it, that's it, from lower down. Because if you're watching me, it does do it from nearly the scalp. He goes in from about there, and then he like just
Yeah.
wraps it round his fingers as if it was a tongue.
yeah.
That's it. So on the sides
Onto the
are
sides
exactly
with
the
brush
same
on top
as
of the
what you've
section
done on the
first,
back
dragging the
fold.
brush down the hair with tension to smooth out the hair on the mid-lengths.
So
Second, we
do
then
that all
change
in
our
one
brush
go.
to the
Yeah.
underneath
Yeah.
of the section, drying the ends first by curling
So
under
down first,
and rolling
down
our
first
brush
with the
into
brush
the
on
root
top like you
area
did do to
so we
start
get the
with.
body and movement from the root to the tip. Keep the brush moving
Probably
constantly
need to
through the
turn-
hair,
let me just
working
turn
the
it
hair
around and-
smooth. We then lift the hair up to the ceiling and blow dry the underneath of the section to make sure the underneath of the hair is dry and to create added volume to the hair.
But before you do that, make sure your ends are in.
yeah.
So that's it, lovely. Oh, I thought it was stopped.
Again, rolling
Exactly
our
the
brush
same on the
into the
other
root
side.
area so we get the body and movement
Yep.
from the root to the tip. When the hair is dry, unwind the brush and wrap the hair around our fingers and clip the barrel curl to the roots of the head to curl for added volume and longevity to the blow dry. Lifting the hair up, curling under, applying heat to the centre of the brush, keep the blow dryer moving constantly, rolling your brush into the root area and roll around your fingers and finish the brush. Spraying sequence brown hair continuously, brush on the underneath of the section, drying the inside by curling under. Rolling our brush into the root area so that we've got body and movement from the tip to the root. Keep the brush moving constantly through the hair, working the hair smooth.
Go alright.
And avoiding and too much movement in the spot, which will give us fantastic consistency throughout the whole blowing. Lift the hair up to the ceiling and blow dry the underneath of the section to make sure the underneath of the hair is dry and spread added volume to the hair. And again, rolling our brush into the root area so we get the body and movement from the top to the root. When the hair is dry and one is lifting the hair up, curling under, applying heat to the centre of the brush, keep the blow dry moving constantly, rolling your brush into the root area and roll around your fingers and finish the brush. Section the top into half to make
Well, it's 11 minutes past, so you're just going to do it right.
You need to slide it back in. I'll ask Laura. I'm going to get a white, that looks random. Yeah, sure. Right. Why don't you go into a section? Sophie? Yeah. Joe is...
two sections on top and spray sea salt spray onto the section nearest to the crown.
Now this is different, this one.
Lift the
These
hair
two.
up to the ceiling and blow dry the
no
underneath of the section
smoothing.
to make sure the underneath of the hair is dry.
On the
which
first
creates added volume
instance,
to the
and
top
then
of the
if you
hair
watch,
where we need it.
It
Again,
gets them
rolling our
ends
brush
locked
into the
in.
root area so
and
that
the
we
brush
get the body
follows
and movement
the
from
head
the tip
dry
to the
follows the
root.
brush down.
Keep the brush moving constantly through
So
the
you
hair,
stood at the back of
working the hair smooth, getting even curl and avoiding applying too much heat.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which will give us fantastic consistency throughout the whole of the blow dry. And being super careful that our blow dryer is not pointing directly onto the scalp. When the hair is dry, unwind the brush and wrap the hair around our fingers and clip the barrel curl to the
All
roots of
done
the
from the
head.
back, yeah.
Onto our last section, spray sea salt onto the section and lift the hair up to the ceiling and blow dry the section to create added volume to the front of the head. Again, rolling our brush into the root area so that we get the body and movement from tip to root. Keeping the brush moving constantly through the hair with continuity from finish to end. When the hair is dry, unwind the brush and wrap the hair around our fingers and put the barrel curl to the roots of the hair. Lifting the hair up, curling under, applying heat to the centre of the brush and create added volume. Again, rolling our brush into the root area so that we get the body and movement from tip to root. Keeping the brush moving constantly through the hair with continuity. When the hair is dry, unwind the brush and wrap the hair around our fingers and put the barrel curl to the roots of the hair. Lifting the hair up, curling under, applying heat to the centre of the brush, Keep the blow dryer moving constantly, rolling your brush into the root area and roll it around your fingers until it's into place. The big and bouncy blow is nearly completed. You spray the hair all over to release that extension over and then allow the hair to fall down completely. At this stage, you can always tell the quality of the finished result by the quality of the way the hair looks in the barrel curls. If it looks like a quality set, it's going to be a quality blow dry. Once the hair is cooled down completely, this should only take 5 minutes max. You can always check by feeling the hair. Take the clips out starting from the underneath so you keep the hair controlled and out of the way when moving on to our next sections to release. Please note that some sections have had 2 clips in them, one on either side
Exactly the
to
same,
hold the
yeah.
barrel curls securely in
Watch you
place.
don't catch that
Once
bit.
all the clips
I
have
know,
been taken out of the barrel curls, spray the hair again with hairspray that added hold. Loosely work your fingers through the client's hair with the head back for ease. Raking and shaking the hair. It looks like a quality set.
That's it, them ends get them nicely locked in. I want to come from the front, yeah. If you take the brush back up, get it out, and scoop all the air back up, you can do it again. Yeah, and then just go in at it again. Then that's it. There's some on the other side. So before you put your dryer in, get all your ends really cleanly in, so really nicely in. I'd get them in a bit more than that because they look buckled still. So. That's it. So that's it, and then go from there. And side as well. So it's quite heavy, that last bit, isn't it? So we can give it a good spray now. And then all we've got to do is leave it to cool a few minutes. And to be fair, we can leave that running so that it's not another video to upload. Give that a few minutes to cool and dry, and then we can, do you want to watch the dressing out of it whilst you...
Once the hair is cooled down completely, this should only take 5 minutes max. but you can always check by feeling the hair. Take the clips out starting from the underneath so you keep the hair controlled and out of the way when moving on to our next sections to release. Please note that some sections have had 2 clips in them, one on either side of the barrel to hold the barrel curls securely in place. Once all the clips have been taken out of the barrel curls, spray the hair again with hairspray for added hold. Loosely work your fingers through the client's hair with the head back for ease, raking and shaking the hair, creating a contemporary feeling to the finished result. The more you play, the looser the result.
But you don't really, once you've just broke up them sectioning marks, don't play with it because it will just,
Then finish with a good old squirt of loose Stafford.
Likes his product.
Let's have our last and final picture. Allow the hair to fall. Loosely work your fingers like a rake through the hair. Client's head back, caress and tease the hair, spray the hair for hold. There she goes. What a belter this recipe is. Brought to you from the very best hairdressers in the world. The Big and Bouncy Blow, a contemporary classic. A blow dry that once mastered will always be in your toolkit, always ready for action, and always set to impress.
Ready? Is it just feel the front ones? Are they cooled down? Same the last ones you did. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. We can start taking them out from the bottom.
It's in the trolley, and your group also needs some practice trolley, please. Not just you, Helena, the whole team. That would be fantastic.
Oh, they go here.
Slightly.
You'll take them down to when you've got large
That's it. To break it up.
dispensary lady. Oh, okay, dispensary. Do you put one with
Sophie, are you going to dispensary? Yeah.
second order?
I think that's the top two in the middle.
Certainly, when you've done that, if you pop it head forward, and you'll be able to see your balance. Or I didn't spray it. That's all right. Don't need to if you don't want to.
You sprayed it with
Yeah, no, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You can spray it now if you want, or.
I don't think it needs to be pulled out anymore.
No, I don't think so, no. So literally then like do that, so bring it forward like that and do this with it just to get that bit of volume. Spray it.
What's in there? I didn't put any in that was empty box on it there. So the valves need hanging up, but then there. What is it down to? There's loads of stuff to do. I can see some poly type ivy leaves over there. Have you bagged up the towels?
Well, fruity, isn't it? I'm going to pop that over a bit so it doesn't so
so you've got a hole there. Like, but yeah, it's just so it doesn't look so that's it, tangled a bit smoother, lovely.
Is that your ring? Is that your ring? I like that one this end. This one, no, this one, round that one, that's nice, that's pretty.
Can't help if she's got a hole
Fortunate, did you say?
Yeah.
there. Is that okay? Yeah. And then just do that, just bring it like forward, like that, look, so it sits your face, and then when you...
Come on.
She's on the skew, and she's like straighten her head up. So, that's better. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Lovely.
Green stripy box there. That all goes in there. Megan, you're in the wrong room. Is that you?
Yeah, and we can give her 360.
But we're not ready to yet. We're not ready to receive you yet. This is our room. I think Rachel sent this one. You'll have to wait outside because we haven't finished this room yet.
Okay.
Why does this box go? Becky, do you not need to take it forward? Megan's hand with hers.
Okay. Okay.